everyone, and welcome to Extreme Graphics Tech. I am Angelo, and today I give you a challenge. I don't think it's a challenge. It's more like I'm going to play a game with you guys. No, as you know, I've been talking a lot about ray tracing. It's something that I'm a big fan of. It's close to my heart, and I'm always talking about it because it's the next graphical thing for video games for me. So I'm always talking about it. But I always hear the same things. It's not worth it. It doesn't bring anything to games, and so on and so on and so on. Right? So today I was thinking, and I decided to make a little bit of a game. The only thing I will ask you guys is to be honest. What I mean with being honest? Well, if you are a person that likes or dislikes ray tracing, so to give your honest opinion on what I'm going to show, because if you are like looking for, whatever it is that you like I dislike ray tracing, so I'm going to make sure I am selecting the rasterization version, then it's not going to work, because the point here is that you answer honestly which of the two images you like better. Okay, so that's the first thing. That's what I'm asking from you. However, because I also had to, put some restraints, because you could say, well, you are cheating, because it's easy to put a game on rasterization and then activate every single ray tracing option, and it's obviously going to look better. But maybe the game is now running at 5 FPS. But because we are comparing images, we are just going to be choosing the one that looks the best. So to avoid that, I posted like an end goal for each one of the images. So the game must have to be running at 1440p 60 FPS. If the game didn't reach that, then I didn't took a picture, it's not here, or I didn't make it. I had to change whatever options I needed to make the game run at 1440p 60 FPS, both on raster and ray tracing. What this means is obviously that I'm going to use things like FSR or DLSS, which shouldn't be a problem, because if you still think that the DLSS or FSR image looks better, then that means you are not able to discern the difference, okay? And that's part of the game. Also, maybe I didn't activate, or maybe no, for sure I didn't activate every single ray tracing option there is, because I couldn't get to 1440p 60 FPS on some games. And maybe I had to lower some rasterization settings to be able to activate some ray tracing settings to achieve that goal. Now, the next point I'm making to achieve this is that you could say, well, with a 4090 it's easy to achieve those results. So once again, it's obvious that always the ray tracing option is going to look better. What I did in this case is I'm using a 3060, non-Ti, just a normal 3060. I had to achieve that with a normal 3060, and the reason was specifically because 3060 is one of the lowest end card to play with ray tracing, at least that I have. Yes, there is a 2060, but I wanted to pick something in the middle. If you have anything better than 3060, well, you can get to that. If you have anything lower, instead you can play at 1080p, for example. So that I think forcing to be 1440p is a good point, because I think that 3060 is obviously not a 4K card, and making the 3060 go to 1440p with ray tracing means I need to make some sacrifices. And the whole point is to demonstrate that you can achieve 1440p 60 FPS and still get a good quality image using ray tracing, that in some cases could be still better than the same image at 1440p 60 rasterization. So every game was tweaked to look the best. For example, if I could activate absolutely everything ultra and rasterization and still get 1440p 60, well, that's how it's going to look native and everything. Instead, if I have to lower to low end and minimum ray tracing DLSS performance to get anything ray tracing active, then I will do that. And that's what I did. So what's going to happen next is that I will ask you, as again, to be completely honest and start selecting the images that you like. So I'm going to present you with different images A and B, then C and D, and so on. And you have to select the letter that you like the best between the two that are going to be comparing. For example, A against B, C against D, E against F, and so on until I think the letter, I don't know, 20 letter. I don't remember which one is the latest one. So you write down A, D, F, J. Okay, so you select each image, the one you like the best. You can pause them, you can look at them just to make your, but be honest, okay? Don't try to just select the one that you prefer because, oh, I like ray tracing, so I have to select the ray tracing image, or I like rasterization, I have to prove that ray tracing is stupid, I'm going to select. Just be honest with the one that you say, this one I'm looking right now, I would prefer to play like this. It looks better. I like this way. Okay, be honest with that. So at the end of the video, after we watch the image, I'm going to give you the value of each letter, so you can make, add all the numbers, all of them, and then we will say where you are according to the scale of ray tracing. So let's go and see the images. Okay, so you already selected all the images from this exercise. You have written all your letters, and now around here I'm going to be putting the letters and their values. Okay, so what you're going to do, if you selected the letter A, you 1, if you selected B, whatever, I don't remember which letter is which, but I have it written here, and you're going to make the sum of all those values that I'm giving you. And what that means is this: if you got a 10, then that means, my friend, you don't care, don't like anything about ray tracing. You selected all the rasterization images because for you, ray tracing is a stupid, evidently. I don't know if you are surprised or not. Maybe you like ray tracing and you are surprised now that you didn't select any ray tracing images, or you really dislike ray tracing and you are happy that you didn't select any of them. But well, that's what you got. You got a complete 10, and that means a perfect raster results. If you got between 11 and 14, both included, then that means that you are, you prefer rasterization, but there are some cases where you think ray tracing looks good, looks better, so that's good. Of course, the more towards 14, it means you selected more ray tracing images. If you got a perfect 15, that means you are exactly in the middle. So some games you are going to play with rasterization, some games you don't care. So it's completely indifferent to you. You're probably going to set it up depending on what performance and so on you're trying to look at. If you got between 16 and 19, okay, 16 and 90 both included, you are a ray tracing guy. Yes, you are. You prefer the ray tracing images most of the time. And that means if you are a ray tracing hater, that you see, at the end of the day, you do like how ray tracing looks. If you are a ray tracing lover, well, you selected correctly. Maybe some cases where ray tracing didn't bring anything to you, but well, most of the time you prefer a ray trace image. Finally, if you got a 20, my friend, you are a ray tracing expert buffer lover, because you selected all the ray tracing images, no problems whatsoever. So I don't know if this is going to be a surprise for you, depending on what side you stand on the rasterization part or the ray tracing part. But well, I leave that to you. I would love to have your results in the comment and your thoughts. Are you a ray tracing or a raster guy? Did it surprise you or not? It was too evident. I tried to select not very common images like Minecraft or Quake, which are clearly very evident to select and which one is which. So I tried to find a balance, to put most different games out there. And well, I think it's a quite interesting exercise just to see how things look and how you end up deciding. But as you can see, my point here is showing that you can have a good experience with ray tracing with the same performance and maybe still get a better image quality. I don't know, I leave that to you. Maybe you end up saying, actually no, it looked worse and I am right. I don't know, you may be one side or the other, but in any case, all the games were running at the same performance, at the same resolution, even if it's helped with DLSS or not. Some games I had to go as down as DLSS performance, which may lower the image quality, and some people may realize it or not, because I'm not telling which ones and so on. And some games I had to lower other raster effects like distance and other things just to make it get to that 60 FPS that I was looking for. So well, I hope this little game challenge you liked it. See you on the next video.